Hey there, everyone. Jim here with Fantasy for the Ages, bringing to you a new rapid review today. In 10 minutes or less, I'm going to cover the plot of Furies of Calderon, Book 1 of Jim Butcher's The Codex Alera series. Epic fantasy series, 6 books long, all written by Jim Butcher. I was already a huge Jim Butcher fan when I decided to read this because of the Dresden Files, a terrific urban fantasy series Jim Butcher is writing. It's currently 17 books long and a whole bunch of short stories, and he's still going strong. Butcher wrote the Dresden Files because he wasn't originally any good at writing epic fantasy. Oh, he tried. But when he first wrote a couple of epic fantasy novels, the first things he tried to write, nobody would publish them. He still had a lot to learn. Realizing this, Jim Butcher gets himself into some writing courses, and along the way, he has an instructor who encourages him to try urban fantasy, that might better match up with his writing style. The rest, my friends, is a brilliant success as we get Harry Dresden, private investigator and professional wizard, and the beautifulness of the Dresden Files. Now that he has this massive success with the Dresden Files, big seller, he can try something new. He also had a little more experience as a writer, so he goes ahead and puts out the Codex Alera. This is epic fantasy that works. He has created a unique, complex world of fantasy, warfare, magic, with different lands, a variety of creatures, some mystery and massive political intrigue, plenty of high stakes, all around. Awesome. Now I'm going to go into full explanation on this book 1, The Furies of Calderon, and spoilers will abound. So if you haven't read it yet, go no further. Book 1 introduces us to the nation of Alera, where people are naturally and innately connected to elemental spirits, referred to as Furies, through which they can accomplish supernatural feats that are seemingly like magic. Different types of Furies grant their persons different types of powers. We see the ability to manipulate air, fire, earth, wood, metal, water, for example. And each of these Fury powers have secondary uses as well. When you use a Fury power, you're said to be crafting. For example, an earth crafter may shape and change the ground, but also may draw on the power of the earth to enhance physical strength and to dull pain. A water crafter may also use power to heal injuries, their own or those around them. It's a unique and intriguing magic system. This book is about a great many things, but central to the story is a unique boy, Tavi, a 14-year-old Alaran who has a problem. He doesn't have a Fury. Every Alaran bonds with a Fury sometime as a child, and some actually bond multiple Furies, like Tavi's uncle Bernard, who is a minor noble, and he has both earth and wood crafting abilities. But Tavi has never bonded with a Fury. He feels like a freak. He's treated like a freak. And no 14-year-old boy wants to be the one that sticks out. But there is so much more to the story than just Tavi. There's political maneuvering, greed, and the quest for power. These are huge in this book. The backdrop of this story is the nation of Alera, which is ruled by the First Lord. His house has ruled Alera for 1,000 years, but this ruler may be the end of the dynasty, as his only son was killed right here in the Calderon Valley where Tavi lives, and he has no other children. Other high lords of the land, they're maneuvering for what they see as the coming opportunity to perhaps take power, become the new First Lord. And some of them are doing more than waiting. They're trying to help it along. And in particular, some have arranged for the neighboring barbarians called the Marat to invade Alera, just like they did a couple decades ago, right there at the border, which happens to be where Tavi lives, the Valley of Calderon. The smaller regions of land that someone may own in Alera are called a steadholt. And Bernard is a stedholder, a minor lord. He lives on his stedholt, Bernerholt, with his sister Asana. And with them is their orphaned nephew, Tavi. Soon after our story opens, Tavi's in trouble for doing something for a girl. Yeah, what 14-year-old boy hasn't ever had that happen? And because he was doing this thing for a girl, he didn't get his chores done, and the sheep got loose. So early on, he and his uncle Bernard, they go out to wrangle them up, catch the sheep. Doing so, they stumble upon a Marat scout. They fight, they kill the Marat, but Uncle Bernard is severely wounded. And he sets his fury crafting to get him headed home with Tavi, but then he passes out. Now, the magic is going to work for itself, but they come upon more Marat. So Tavi leads the Marat away, and Bernard, therefore, will make it back safely to home. Now, on another front, the First Lord has specially trained servants called cursors, top individuals who work directly for the First Lord. And his top cursor, Fidelius, has just betrayed him. Fidelius's top student, Amara, rejects her teacher and returns to the First Lord with news of this betrayal, which the First Lord suspected was coming. Her loyalty sound, she has become one of his top cursors. He sends Amara on a mission to the Calderon Valley. He suspects this is where something is about to happen, and she needs to get out there to try to stop it and spread the news to those who are loyal to the First Lord that Fidelius and various forces are up to no good. Amara is a wind crafter or air crafter. She uses her fury power over the air to fly to the valley very fast, but she's caught in a powerful storm as she arrives, one that could potentially kill her, and, well, Tavi's caught in the same storm. The two of them end up saving each other's lives. They make it back eventually to Bernard Holt, which is in uproar because of other local political maneuvering that almost killed Bernard and Asana. Things continue to go crazy and out of control there, and Fidelius arrives with his bad people, and they find out Tavi knows the Marauder here, so they're going to kill Tavi. Asana escapes with Tavi. They have to get to Garrison, the border fort, and warn them, which they try to do, but they get broken up because of other bad things that happen. Oh my goodness, there's just so many things going on here. Eventually, we end up with a battle at Garrison as the Marat invade. But Tavi has ended up on the other side of the border with a different group of Marat. He proves his value and saves the life of the daughter of the leader of his group of Marat. Owing Tavi now a debt, they come with him, bring him back to his family, and fight against the leader of the invading Marat, because not all the Marat want to fight the Alerans. Tavi's Marat people win. The battle is over. Disastrous defeat is turned to victory, and we've got new friends, the Marat and Alerans, kind of in a bond, allies. It ends up at the end that the First Lord himself comes on out to celebrate the victory. And wow, what happens now? We get Bernard, Uncle Bernard. He's no longer a stedholder. He's promoted to Count of Calderon. And his sister is made the first female stedholder. She gets to take his place. And the First Lord, he takes on Tavi as his patron. He is a patronage. He's going to be his patron to send him to the capital city, to the academy, the top-notch place of education in the land, which was Tavi's dream. All right, there's much more nuance to this story than one can fit in a rapid review. And this is a complex, highly energetic, fantastic story with a beautiful blend of magic, mystery, action, and humor. Terrific characters who are charming, petty, heroic, and despotic. This is a story well worth your read, and I hope you'll check it out. But I gotta get out of here now, so I'll talk to you next time.